Hi YouTube friends, in today's video I want to show you guys 3 ways how you can grow your business. I've done this talk a while ago as well, but I decided to redo it. It's such a lovely concept and it's such an easy thing. If you guys snap this thing out, you won't believe how this thing can change your business. So let me explain to you what I want to show you guys. So 3 ways how to change your business. And I think the reason also why I'm doing that is that during the week I hit the 7,000 subscriber mark. So just a little something to give back to you guys, just to say thanks. Like I said, once again, if you catch this thing, it's a game changer. So 3 ways to grow your business. The first thing is that you need to remember that if you must remember that sales are made up out of 3 elements. The first thing is the number of customers a business have. Second thing is how many times that customer per year buys from you. And the third thing is how much they spend on average. So if you look at the normal thing, if you look at an example, if let's say for instance you've got a small business, 1,000 customers, they buy from you 4 times per year. So number of transactions would be 4,000 transactions. So the average spend that they spend with you is $100. So it means that your turnover for the year is going to be 400 Rand. So now we're going to look quickly at what happens if you start changing some of these variables. So the first thing that we need to see, if you had to increase the amount of customers, if you increase it by 20% from 1,000 to 1,200 Rand, still the same amount of transactions per customer. So they have 4,800 transactions at 100 Rand each. It means that your turnover is going to jump up to 480,000 Rand. So now if you had to look at the amount of transactions per year, so if you still have your 1,000 customers, now they end up spending 5 times with you per year. Now you've got 5,000 transactions with 100 Rand each, means that your turnover will now be 500,000 Rand. The next one is your average spend. If you've got 1,000 customers, again, spending 4 times per year, 4,000 transactions, but this time they spend 150 Rand each, that means that your turnover is going to be 600,000 Rand. But now, what would happen if you had to increase all 3 of those variables at the same time? So if you increase the number of customers, how many times per year they buy from you, and how much they spend on average, you'll be amazed at the results that you're going to get. So if your customers is now 1,200 customers, they're spending with you 5 times per year. So it will make it a total transactions of 6,000 transactions at 150 Rand. It means that your turnover will now jump up to 900,000 Rand. So just by increasing those 3 things incrementally, you can see that your turnover more than doubles. It goes up to 900,000 Rand, which is quite amazing. So I just said of your number of customers a business has, how many times a year customer buys, how much they spend on average. So let's maybe unpack those 3 elements quickly. So the number of customers a business has. Now I think the way that you can increase that is, the first one is obviously word of mouth. That's the best, still old way how you can increase the amount of customers. Second one is direct marketing. So that would be all your advertising type of stuff that you do. Social media marketing is becoming very powerful. I was speaking during the week to one of my clients that actually they're talking about doing TikTok, starting a TikTok marketing agency, which is really interesting. It's nice to see all these new things popping up, advertising, marketing campaigns, and those are basically the things to increase the number of customers. Obviously, depending on what type of business you have, you can have to look at your individual business to see what you can do to increase the amount of customers. Let's quickly see how many times a customer buys from you. If you run specials, obviously they're going to come back and spend money with you more regularly. Stay in touch with your customers as well. So that's really nice these days. If you have a website, an online store, you let the people register there so they can get newsletters. So once a month, you just stay in touch with those guys so they remember you, that they don't forget that you exist. SMSs and WhatsApp marketing works really well. Get customers to buy earlier as well. So that's also something that you can do. Loyalty programs and address your customers' needs. I think that is the basics things about how you can increase the amount of times that they buy from you per year. Obviously, the best will be to speak to people at the marketing agency. I'm only an accountant. I basically just know the basics about this. But yeah, next one is how much they spend on average. So yes, a lot of different things you can upsell when you convince your client to buy. Convince him to buy more and more expensive than planned. So if you go and buy, for instance, like the microphone that I'm using when I'm doing my recordings, it's a Rode mic that I'm using. So if I go and I say no, that I want the microphone, cheap ones will maybe be $500. If you've got a good salesperson, he will convince you to buy the more expensive one, which is a better quality one, for $1,000. So that's something that you can do. Cross-sell when you sell different products as well. So if you just go to buy a mic, but then he might offer you to buy something else with it as well. combinations where you buy the microphone plus something else, make impulsive buying easy. So make sure that you get ways there where people can credit and all that type of stuff. And I think this is really cool when you walk down the aisles at the shopping centers. It's just before you get to the tools, you've got these rows and rows of chocolates and cool drinks and all that type of stuff. So they make it really easy for you to come and buy easy. Make it easy. So the thing with the combos as well, something that's really cool that I remember now is if you go to, let's say for instance, you're hungry for lunch, you walk into McDonald's, or KFC, and you just want to grab a burger, but now you see that there's a combo where you can get the chips and the cool drink for 10 Rand more, then obviously you're going to go for the combo because in your eyes it's actually cheaper, but what they're doing is they're actually just increasing the amount of money that they're spending at your shop. Add premium services to existing offers, so that's also a really cool way that you can get people to pay more for your service, and then price time menus as well. And I think that is basically the 3 ways. Yeah, so just in short, like I say, if you have to look at those 3 variables, if you look at increasing the amount of customers you have, increasing the frequency that they buy from you, you will obviously increase the amount of transactions. If you increase the average spend, you can more than double your turnover just by increasing those 3 things in your business. So I think this is something really cool. You need to go sit a little bit about this and think about this, apply your mind to it, because if you can get this right, it's something stupid. No, it's not stupid, but it's something really important that a lot of people miss. And just by changing those 3 things, you can more than double your business's turnover within a short period of time. If you guys like the video, remember to give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. And if you've got questions, remember to please comment in the question box below as well. Thanks for watching.